Okay, let's take a look at how we simplify exponent expressions using the product property. And so let's remember that product property tells us that when we're multiplying exponents that have the same base, we add the exponents and keep the base. So let's take, for example, x to the third power times x to the fifth power. Notice how my bases are the same. That just means I'm going to keep the base and I'm going to add the 3 plus the 5. Those are my exponents, and that gives me x to the power of 8. Okay, let's take, for example, y to the power of negative 2 times y to the power of 3. What that means is I'm going to keep the base since y's are the same, so it's y, and I'm adding my exponents, negative 2 plus 3, and really that gives me y to the power of positive 1. Okay, so let's take a look at a bigger example here. Something like 5r to the third power times 3r to the negative 6th power. What that means is I'm multiplying these two expressions. So step number 1 is to work with my coefficients. So I'm going to multiply my 5 and my 3. Those are my coefficients, and I'll separate that out for you here. And then I'm going to work with my exponents. So since my r's are the same, I'm going to keep my base, and product property says that I'm going to add them. So 3 plus a negative 6 is going to go up there. And so now that I have that broken up, I'm going to go ahead and simplify. 5 times 3 gives me 15. I'm going to keep my base, and I'm going to add 3 plus a negative 6. That gives me negative 3. Now, one of the things that we learned is that when we have a negative exponent, we have to figure out what the reciprocal is. So in this case, this is going to go on the bottom. So I'm going to start my fraction. So anything that has a negative exponent is going to be moved to the denominator with a positive exponent. So that's going to be r to the power of positive 3. And the top is going to be 15 because it is positive. It has a positive exponent of 1 there. So that looks good. Let's take a look at another example. Say I want to multiply 4a to the 6th power and b to the power of 1 times 3a to the power of 3. So again, I'm going to start with my coefficients. I've got my 4 and my 3, so let's just separate that out for you. And then I'm going to go base by base. In other words, a's with a's and b's with b's. So let's take this piece and highlight that, and then I'm going to take my a and highlight that. So I'm really saying I'm adding my exponent of 6 plus this is an exponent of 1. When you don't see an exponent, it's an automatic 1. And now I'm going to go over to my b's. So here I have b to the power of 1. I'm going to add that to this other piece, b to the power of 3. So it's 1 plus 3. Those are my exponents. So now I'm going to simplify. 4 times 3 is 12. I'm going to bring down my a. 6 plus 1 is 7, so a to the power of 7. And my base b, I'm going to add 1 plus 3, and that gives me 4. And so I'm going to scan this, and I see that 7 is a positive exponent and 4 is a positive exponent. So that means that this is my final answer. Nothing is going to be moved to the bottom.